Okay, my name is Angela Gilbride, and I'm the Cub Master for Pack 19.
My name is Ellen Steering, and I'm a den leader for Pack 19.
Okay.
So just talk briefly about the pack and kind of what is the Cub Scouts.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Geez, that's hard.
I guess it's an introductory to scouting. I mean, it used to be just Boy Scouts for, as the boys get older. So they start as learning the basics, the Cub Scout oath, the law, learning the fundamentals of scouting, camping and how to treat the wilderness, how to keep their body and mind and, healthy.
New York City is participating in a pilot program to allow girls in Cub Scouting. It doesn't officially happen, I think, until next year. However, we have been chosen on the East Coast as a pilot program to allow the girls come into the Cub Scouting program. And we do have a few girls in our Cub Scout pack now, but they are a separate den.
And then if Ellen shows up or whatever, yeah. You don't know. The hell with that. Is your wife coming for breakfast or not? Have to ask her. But tell her it's being served in 10 minutes.
My name's Nick Rozak, and I'm the crew advisor for Crew 19, Staten Island, New York. The scouting started in England over 100 years ago by Lord Baden-Powell. He came back from Africa fighting in the Boer Wars, and he wanted to write a manual to teach youth in England different survival skills, tracking skills, that stuff he learned in the military, and also teach them to be adults, to be them good citizens. Communication skills, everything you would need to be an adult. So at that time, he formalized it. He came up with the official first book, which was Scouting for Boys. And his wife, Olive, Lady Lord Baden-Powell, she started what's called the Guides. So the Guides was the female version. And they both started at the same time. And he really didn't think it was going to take off that well. He published the book, and the youth in England grabbed onto it, and they started showing up. And he had kind of like what's the first jamboree, and hundreds of boys and girls just showed up to this thing spontaneously. And from that point, he kind of went, okay, you know what, we can really make a movement out of this. We can really formalize it and make it a real thing. And then this businessman from New York was in England, and this is the famous story everyone knows, that he got lost in the fog, and this scout, this kid in a uniform found him and offered to give him directions and help him through the fog in London. And he went to the kid and he said, well, what uniform are you wearing? What is this? And he says, oh, I'm a scout. So he came back to New York and he said, I heard this great movement, this great organization called Scouting, and this is William Du Bois, and he is the one that officially started it here in the United States. But when he started it, there was already many, many youth participating in the movement here. But he's the first one that organized it and created what we call the Boy Scouts of America today. When Boy Scouts of America started in the United States, shortly after the Girl Scouts of America started, and that trend spread throughout the whole world. The scouting movement, it covers almost every country in the world. There's very few countries that don't have at least one scouting organization in them. But since the beginning, 100 years ago, they were segregated, boys and girls. And that was the norm for everything back then. Churches were segregated, schools were segregated, military, workforce. But that was, so scouting was as well. That was the cultural norm at the time. But around in the 80s, 90s, these units started merging together and officially just becoming one unit under the name of Scouting, and whatever sub-name they might have for different countries. So the United States is doing that process right now with the Boy Scouts of America. We've always been partially co-ed since the early 90s with our programs like Exploring and Venturing. But now just recently we're going co-ed, not co-ed, but we're including females in the program for Cub Scouts and troop level as well.
Okay, so we're trying to check right now, we're not 100% sure, on the 26th, Thursday, the day after our normal meeting. If we can get the church, which I think we can, but I gotta verify with the church. I'll be here to go through navigation, compass use, UTM grid, and geocaching.
I saw a thing on YouTube about how you can actually boil water in a hydro. We're looking for the pot now. Garbage bags, don't worry about it. We're pretty much done.
See, if it was New York City subways, we would all just sleep outside instead of town.
Yeah, like I said, we can like hire Nick to like dress up, not shower, and have in a garbage bag outside.
Okay, what are your first impressions on the change?
So I think this is a great idea because our programs of Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts being two separate identities, they're not equal. They're not giving girls the same opportunities as we are, and they're not providing the same level of worldly education that we are, and they're definitely not getting the outdoor experience that we are.
I think it's a change that's been a long time coming. This program does offer a lot of potential opportunities to not only males but females, and there's really no limitation to what goes on in this program. And I've done every single activity similar to how an 11-year-old boy would come in or a 16-year-old boy would come in. There's really no difference, and it provides a lot more program opportunities compared to what some females may find in the Girl Scout program.
I think it's great. I think that Boy Scouts is a very unique experience filled with things that you can't really get anywhere else, and I'm excited to share it with the other half of the world. So.
My first impressions is that I am very against it. If you feel that the girls should have more activities that the boys do and more learning skills, then you should change the Girl Scouts, not the Boy Scouts, because boys should be able to have their own thing.
The Girl Scouts I was involved in from when I was a daisy until I aged out at 18. From my experience, even before this change, they would hear like, oh, I was in venturing, and like I'd get a sly comment like, oh, venturing, they're our enemy, and things like that. I know they're not very pleased with it now, but both programs are two separate programs, so you can still be in both programs at the same time. They may have some tears with membership, but it's just like any other organization between sports and academics, or sports and clubs. You can do both, or you can do one or the either.
So this is it. So everybody stand up. You guys stand up straight, Jackson. What we're trying to do is, you listening? What happened? I'm thirsty. You're thirsty? Do you have something to drink?
And what do you see as the future with Girls and Scouting in general across?
Oh, I think it's gonna be a great boost to, especially Cub packs, and I think it'll be natural progression in the troops.
Absolutely, and the girls will be able to go up the ranks and actually, you know,
Achieve Eagle Scout, which I think is a big thing.
Because I know that a few girls in Venture Crew weren't able to do that,
Right.
and I think it's a big
There are a
deal.
lot of sisters that come to the Cub Scout packs, and they do everything that their brothers do, and then they can't achieve anything, and now they're actually going to be part of the pack and work their way up through the ranks, and I think the girls get a lot out of the program.
Right. I mean, they enjoy it.
Yes. As anybody would, really. If they're interested in that type of thing, then they should be able to
Participate.
participate.